Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I am back. And I am reviewing, as you can tell by the title, you could see that I am reviewing Family Karma. Okay, so listen. This is one of my favorite shows, okay? This is the third season. I did not review season one nor two um, because I didn't watch the show um, when it came on. I think I started watching it when, girl, we were stuck in the house and I was just looking for stuff to watch and I ran across this show and I just fell in love with it. And I wasn't going to review this season three, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and review it. So here I am, reviewing Family Karma. I just love the show. I love the show. I love everybody on the show except for one person, and she's actually okay so far. But for the most part, I don't really know what to say except I don't even have the words to express how much I love this show. You're like, I love the show. That's all I can really say. I love the show. I just love this show. All right, so let's get into it. I don't have a lot to talk about. There wasn't a whole lot going on in this episode. All right, so Vishal and listen now. Before we get started, for the people who don't know, I am horrible, girl, with trying to pronounce folks' names. So I know that I may demolish some of these names, but the only two I know how to say is Brian and Nick, and that's because Brian is my man. Baby, when I say you Brian. When I tell you Brian, ooh, that Brian. Yeah. That Brian is the one to me. That Brian could smile in my face all day long. Just smile and cheese. We'll get to Brian in a little bit. Okay, so Vishal and Richa. I never liked Richa. That's the one who I didn't like. I never liked her. I thought that she was an unnecessary a-hole. I just never liked her. I thought her attitude was stank. I felt like the way she treated Vishal was so unnecessary. I almost felt like, girl, it's almost like you don't want to be with the boy, so just don't be with him. Girl, this first episode, she wasn't so bad. But I had already come into the season like, oh, there she go. There she go. But the first episode, she wasn't bad. They're finally getting married after being together for 10 years. I think that he's proposed to her at least 3 times. They're getting married in Cancun, Mexico. Her father couldn't make it because of health reasons, and her sister couldn't make it. I think she just had a baby. Bali, she's one of the cast members. She's 47. Bali looks absolutely amazing. She talked about her wedding and how it lasted for 7 days. It was like over 1,200 people at her wedding. Brian, okay, here we go with Brian. His clothes, he was getting some clothes custom made. They were supposed to be coming in from China. They didn't arrive on time, so I guess the lady who was making his clothes, she sent some pieces that she already had in her closet. The pieces clearly are too big for Brian. Brian said he's only 5'9". Baby, that's enough of me. Say that's enough of me, baby. But anyways, Monica and Brian are no longer together. I figured that was gonna happen because, girl, no tea, no shade. That's the reason why I stopped talking to him too, because he ain't have no job. So Brian ain't have no job. Now I don't know if he got a job now. Does Brian have a job? Or is he just a celebrity? Is he just a reality star now? Before, Brian had lost his job. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Brian lost his job. He was laid off. Wasn't he laid off? He was laid off, right? Anyways, he had met a girl, Monica. Monica was gorgeous. She was a doctor. I think she came from a very well-to-do family. and her daddy was not playing around. And I remember the last thing they showed was, girl, the daddy wanted to meet with Brian to discuss finances. One thing I love about what I've seen in this show, um, even though I don't too much care for marriage or anything like that, I can respect the fact that, girl, from what I see, is like you don't date to date. Like, you date to marry, have a family, create a family. Like, I low key love it. You know, I love that they take, you know, girl, like the father. I need to meet with this man who could potentially be your husband to discuss finances. Girl. Because the truth of the matter is, once I hand, even though that whole hand your daughter off stuff don't really fly with me, but once I hand my daughter off to you, I need to realize that my daughter is in good hands. And girl, depending on what that bank account say, that credit score say, that's going to tell me what I need to know. So I kind of figured it wasn't going to go nowhere because Brian didn't have no job. And I just felt like Monica's daddy probably wasn't going to go for that. I'm just saying. Oh, child, here we go. I don't want to be messy. I don't want to bring my messiness over to these good people. I do not want to bring my messiness over here to these good people. These people ain't bothering nobody. And here I come, reviewing their show, starting shit. So, Monica. Not the Monica who Brian broke up with, the cast member Monica. Her daddy. Is Monica's daddy gay? Because my spirit tells me that man is real gay. It's girl, I just feel like Monica's daddy is gay. Girl, I don't really know how else to put. Like, that man is just gay to me. Is that man gay? I don't know. Like, I don't ever recall them, and maybe he is, and I just don't recall them saying it. And I've watched every season, every episode. You know, we watch a lot of shows. Now I'm trying to clean it up. We watch a lot of shows over here. I review some shows, and I do celebrity gossip and all that good stuff. So sometimes I may get things mixed up. Sometimes I don't remember because there's a lot going on up here. It's a lot I have to remember up here, right? So sometimes I get stuff mixed up, and sometimes I just don't remember. And maybe they could have said that that her father is a homosexual, and I just don't remember them saying that her father is a homosexual. But I feel like her father is a homosexual. That's what it comes down to. Everything about that man gives me very much like, girl, he just wants to come out and live his life. I want Monica's daddy, if he is part of the community, to just come out. It's okay. You can have a good time. I'm gonna leave Monica's daddy alone. Anisha, I don't know what's going on with Anisha in this invitation. So Anisha moved to Scottsdale. Anisha met a man. She has moved to Scottsdale. She's back basically just to shoot the show. The invitation, the RSVP was all over the place. Oh, excuse me, sorry y'all. At one point they said that I guess they didn't know if she was coming. She said she was coming, and she said she wasn't coming. I don't know. Somewhere in the episode, did I put Akeisha? Anisha. Did I put Akeisha? Anisha, sorry. Anisha said that she had RSVP, so it's like it's basically like they knew I was coming. I don't know. It sounds like somebody is lying. I don't know. Anyway, she was there. Monica talks about her biological clock is ticking. And she says, Bali asks her a question, are you waiting fully for him to be ready? Something along those lines. She said, yeah. And it's just sad because, girl, Monica is 30. How old is Monica? 30? I think Monica is 30. Her boyfriend is 28. He cute too. Ooh, he cute. Really, truly, everybody on the show cute, quiet as this kept. Okay? Um, Even Brian, oh, Brian brother Nick. That's another one too. Brian and Nick. Hey, Brian and Nick. Um, but Brian number one on my hit list. Okay, it's a hit list. Okay. But no, but for real though, I felt bad for Monica because Monica is like, girl, clearly because correct me if I'm wrong, the culture that they're a part of, they're very serious when it comes to, being married, starting a family, and it's like, girl, you sitting here waiting on this not boy, this man to be ready, and it sounds like she's ready to go. Like, girl, if he proposed today, I would say yes, I guess. That's what I took from the conversation that she was having. And it's like, girl, she's telling the truth, girl. Like, I'm 30. Like, if we're gonna get to going, my clock is ticking. That's why it's also important, girl, to if you can, at least go, do your egg thing, right? Save your eggs so when the time comes, at least you'll have some eggs. Yeah, let's move on. Brian and Avini. She's 37. Girl, I don't think Brian really knew her. I think some of the other people knew who she was, or at least they probably met before, and it was just kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if Brian knew her or not. But anyways, she was a woman that he met at, the party that day. He didn't want to tell her that he still lived at home with his parents. That's another thing too. They don't kick their kids out. I love that. Like, I just love they don't kick their kids out. It's not a big deal for people to live at home with their parents. It's just not. No one's shaming the next person for this grown man living at home. No one's shaming, this grown woman for living. It's kind of like you live at home until you get married. And then once you get married, you go out and get your own place with your husband and wife. I live. Over here we kick the people out when they're 18. Let me shut up. But he says that he was he told her, I guess he was embarrassed to say he lived at home with his parents. I'm sure she already knew. I live with my two roommates. His mama and daddy and a younger roommate, his brother. I actually hollered when he did that. The parents were practicing their dancing. It's a whole bunch of dancing going on. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. So they were practicing. I thought it was funny. They were like, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Akasha. Is her name Akasha or Anisha? I can't remember her name, girl. Akasha. I put Akasha. Akasha. Girl, I don't know that girl name. I told you I was gonna be messing up these people's names. The only one I remember is Brian. Okay, that's it. And Lopa, Richard's mama. I love her. I don't go what y'all say. I love Lopa. Lopa is a kiki. I love Girl, I love Lopa. When I say I absolutely love her, girl, Lopa is a kiki to me. She arrives at the wedding or at one of the celebrations, and Akeisha, Vashelle and Richa pretty much pay her dust. Kind of like, hey, girl. And you know what? In a way, I kind of don't blame them because it's like, even if Akeisha was moving to Scottsdale, girl, you knew about this wedding before you were moving. That's the truth. You knew about this wedding before you were moving. And we shouldn't have to have this back and forth, even if it's miscommunication on whether or not you're coming to my wedding. Because clearly weddings are a very big deal in this culture, so you know what it's about. You know what it's giving. So in a way, I could see why it's kind of like unacceptable. Kind of like, girl, I'm not even going to worry about you right now. Go, we'll talk later. I was low key on Vishal's and Richard's side, believe it or not. Um, Brian tried to kiss the woman. She curved him. Brian, you just met that lady 3 hours early, and you already trying to put your lips on hers. That's a grown woman pushing 40. Brian, you think you messing with them little girls down in Fort Lauderdale. That's a whole grown woman. Okay? We're not playing those games over here. Um, okay. So it was day 2 or day 3, I can't remember. Vashal. Vashal likes to get, okay, so this is a problem. Vashal. Girl, I don't know, girl, we gonna learn the names. He got drunk at the party, of course, and he like, girl, damn near broke his neck. Fell off of a table. Girl, he was even one of the what is it called? Acrobatics? What is that what they call? You know the women who hang up in the ceiling, do all the tricks. Sometimes they go inside of a girl. Anyway, he was hanging from something from the ceiling that he ain't had no business in, that he's not trained to be in. So the next day, they're all at the beach. Girl, he was already on shot number 7 by the time Richard walked up and was like, you need to stop drinking. Like, I've seen you take like 10 shots. I've watched you. So this is the thing that I have with this. On this hand, it's like, it is this big celebration. Everybody's having a good time. I know y'all don't expect this man not to drink, especially on his wedding day. That sounds crazy. Why are y'all having to babysit this grown man? Which brings me to the next thing. Why are they having to babysit your grown ass for child? Like, the truth of the matter is, girl, you can't handle your alcohol. You can't. You get so drunk, you drink so much to the point where you climbed up on a table that you thought was solid enough to hold your big ass and you fell over. You didn't realize when you were climbing up there that, oh shit, this table might be a little wobbly. Girl, I don't need to climb my big ass on top of here. Even when you were in that thing that was in the air, you had no business being in that. You could have fell and broke your neck. So it's like, I get that Vishal, this is his wedding, and he should be able to drink as much as he wants to, but you don't know where to draw the line. We've seen him act a fool before in seasons past when it comes to alcohol. He has a problem with alcohol. I'm not saying he's an alcoholic. I'm just saying that when it comes to alcohol, he doesn't know how to handle himself when he gets to a certain point. And the truth of the matter is, girl, Vishal is not the only one out there taking 8 and 9 and 10 shots. Oh, excuse me. He's not the only one out there taking 8 and 9 and 10 shots. There are other people out there taking just as many shots as Vishal, but guess what? The only one who acting the fool is Vishal. And guess what? The only one that has to walk down the aisle and not be stumbling over and head throbbing is Vishal. I know I'm saying his name wrong. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay? I just feel like, and so, now Lopa is mad. Richard is getting mad, because it's like, you need to stop drinking. And it's like, it's sad that you don't know where you need to stop drinking and at least cool off. Like, you had 8 shots. You could stop drinking for an hour. You could stop drinking for an hour and a half. Drink some water. Sober up. Go eat a sandwich. Soak some of that alcohol up. There's a lot you can do to get yourself back to a spot where it's like, okay, cool, let's go back to drinking. But to just drink, and then all of a sudden, girl, you're gonna be in the ocean trying to wrestle with Jaws, girl, thinking you can fight, girl, Willie, right, girl, thinking you can fight Willie, thinking you can fight Jaws, cause you on shot number 25. So it's just like, it's a mess all around because, again, like, Vishal is a grown man, but clearly you know, you need a babysitter because you don't know how to handle your alcohol. I'm gonna need him to get it together because ain't nobody about to be babysitting no grown ass man when it comes to drinking. We at an age now where you know how much you can take. You know how much you can drink. Like I know how much I can drink. Okay? Anyways, child. I'll talk to y'all later. We'll be back with episode 2. I think it comes on Sundays. You know, I was really pissed off because you know they the way they did Married to Medicine was so unacceptable. How y'all push Married to Medicine back to bring in Family Karma? When I say back, ooh. Bravo, y'all are so, that's what I be talking. And when we say y'all don't have no respect for the black shows, y'all ain't got that many anyways. Okay? You just okay, girl. We're just gonna kick this show back and bring this Family Karma in because you wanted Family Karma to ride off the coattails of Real Housewives of Potomac, not realizing, girl, once the people realized that Married to Medicine wasn't coming on, they flipped the TV, or at least until they realized what time it got pushed back to. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.